it was crazy. I'm not mad at that crazy plant person in me back then. Hey everybody, this is Jewelyn and Hokulani. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to my last Thursday check-in of 2022. I'm here in Las Vegas and I have just been focusing on dancing, wrapping up the year, and I will be here for 3.5 weeks. So by the time I go back to Santa Monica, it'll be a while, and I will do my Planting with Jewelyn plant awards when grandma comes back in a month. So until then, we are going to be checking in from Las Vegas, Nevada. If you haven't watched this past Monday's video, go ahead and check it out. I am now sharing on the channel my top 10 series to wrap up the plant year. And I thought it would be nice to share with you one of my favorite euphorbias. Since I talked about euphorbias this past Monday, I wanted to share with you my favorite euphorbia that is living in Las Vegas. And also I wanted to share Hoku, and she's doing really good. We got her fixed yesterday and she's recovering from her surgery very well. This is the update of my crested Elkhorn euphorbia and what it's living in. And I got this here in Las Vegas, I want to say, I don't know if it was this year or last year. As you can see, like comparison to next to me, this thing is really huge and it's doing really good here. I can also see, I think there's gonna be some yellow like flowering on the top here, which is very fun to see. So I wanted to give you guys a little update, and next week Thursday I'll share another plant from this collection, since I'm not doing a top 10 series from Las Vegas. But it's such a gorgeous plant. As you can see, I am a huge fan of, like I said in my previous videos, anything crested and I guess euphorbias. But this one is doing really good in Las Vegas, and I would love, if you can see really good, I want to say this one is variegated, but I want one that is like super variegated. So that'll be fun to like come across. But I mean, there is some variegation in here, and I would, if I would like to have it in like a low terracotta planter if I wanted to switch it up with the way how it is living. But for now, it's living in this white planter with a wooden stand, and it lives in my bedroom here. But very fun update, very fun to see that it's still doing good here in Las Vegas. And comment down below if you guys enjoyed seeing 10 of my plants in Santa Monica. You have two more episodes. There's 2 more episodes of top 10 to wrap up the Santa Monica collection plant year. And I will go ahead and share on next week Thursday's check-in another plant to highlight from the Las Vegas collection. And right now it's just so cold outside, so I have like just the plants by the window, but this time I have my bedroom window blinds open because during the summer I have it closed because it's just too hot. And I've had no issues with the plants this year. For the most part, they're okay. And I have a few house plants here, but I wanted to share with you guys my beautiful crested Elkhorn. Such a gorgeous plant. Comment down below if any of you guys have the crested Elkhorn and how big is it and where is it styled. I think this side is pretty. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channels. This year was a really good plant year for me, considering that I traveled most of the year. I did take my first trip of the year to South Florida to film for both of the channels and plant shop, which was super fun. And I think for the most part, all of my plants that I got on that trip is doing really well, except the one plant that didn't make it was my ZZ Raven. The ZZ Raven didn't make it, but everything else made the trek back to Southern California and is doing really well. I also did get a replacement ZZ Raven from my subscriber Lois, which is living in this collection here in Las Vegas, and maybe I can share it in an upcoming Thursday check-in so you can see the update on that. So I would like to, in the upcoming year, at least take one trip somewhere in the US to film more plant content and do like a little plant shopping and bring some plants home that I don't see in my part of the world. I would like to go back to South Florida. I love tropical plants, so that would be like my best bet, to go back to South Florida, and maybe I can go in a different area of South Florida, so we'll see. And if you haven't watched Travel with Jewelyn, go ahead and check it out. I just wrapped up one of my series, which was Italy, and now we're going into Travel with Jewelyn France, which just aired yesterday by the time this video goes live. And then you are going to see Travel with Jewelyn Sweden, London, and Tanzania. There's just a bunch of different countries that I went to wrap up my travel year. So right now, Travel with Jewelyn France is going live, and I am looking forward for more travels in the upcoming year. As far as for where I see myself taking my plant life, again, as I said in previous videos, I do want to narrow down the collection and have it a bit more curated. I still love my trailing houseplants, Hoyas, anything that blooms for me. I will definitely keep anything crested, but the rest I already have started to gift away for the holidays. And when I get back to Santa Monica, my plan, with the help of my grandma, is to go through each plant that I have in my collection. I know there's a few plants that I need to restake because it's way like long and crazy past its pole. And I also wanna, like, if there is more than one of the same type of plant, I'm gonna wanna have them in one planter. And I'm just gonna go through every single plant in the Santa Monica collection and kind of go through the collection that way, and then see what I wanna sell off, what I wanna keep. I know in the upcoming year, and what I've seen and noticed with my plant year this year was that I did not focus on propagating. I wasn't around to propagate or watch anything that was propagating. So in the upcoming year, I'm not going to do any propagation unless, say for instance, there was a cutting or something that was gifted to me or traded to me, then I don't mind propagating. But from my own collection, I am not going to do that. If anything, I'll keep the plant, sell it, or gift it. So in the upcoming year, I don't think. And also too, like, I noticed I have so much stuff for propagations. I have so much propagation vessels, and it just ends up like piling up when I'm not using it. So thank goodness that I have the outdoor space, and I have like my potting bench to house all of the things that I use for plant life. But I just don't think I have the time for propagating, or at least I didn't have it this past year. And I think, yeah, moving forward into the new year, I'm just going to go through every single plant that I own, decide if I want to keep it or not, and then get rid of all of the plants that I'm not attached to, and then just focus on certain types of plants and build on those. So no more, definitely no more Tradescantias. Peperomias, not so much. I had like a lot of headaches with few of the peperomias that I keep repurchasing, like the prostata. So I think Tradescantias, peperomias, for sure. I don't think I'm going to add more in the collection. Hoyas, I will definitely still gravitate towards to epiphyllums. Definitely, I'm still gonna focus on that. Philodendrons, yeah, so any kind of like tropical type plants I'm gonna focus on, and anything that I already have in the collection that I want to keep, I'm just going to keep. And that is kind of my first initial plan when I get back to Santa Monica on how I want to like reboot, restart for the new plant year. And I'm going to try to see if I can get most of the plants in my patio, or at least in the front of the house, because the trash from the tree just destroys the collection, and I can't handle that. So I think that's another reason why too, like, I wanna kind of narrow the collection down is like the space in Santa Monica, the patio is just the plant collection gets destroyed in the patio. The tree is still giving trash every day. I don't want to even think about what it's going to look like when I'm back next month, being away for so long. And I'm just gonna try to kind of have the plants, if not in the bathroom, because there's still a lot of plants in the bathroom, and I'll do a plant tour when I'm back, and you'll see that next month on the channel. I'm gonna try to have it majority of the collection maybe in front of the studio and maybe up against the wall of my studio in the patio. But like, if it's in the center of the patio, it just gets trash, and it just gets like, it's tiring and annoying and frustrating. And I think I'm just gonna focus on that. I do have about 20 or so plants in the studio. I feel like they're okay. They don't take up too much space. So that's kind of my initial plan for the first quarter of the year. And I will do all of that when I am done doing my plant awards, and then I'm just going to get my hands like in the collection and really focus on what I want to keep and really think about my plant purchases for the upcoming year, because I think I rather have one really expensive mother plant than have like 10 common plants. And in the past of the years that I've been doing plant life, I was just buying and buying and buying, and my life was so different prior to the lockdown. I was home, I was teaching 20-something hours a week in Los Angeles, so I was always around and not really traveling as much. So my collection was just like, I was just buying whatever I wanted, and I was doing like, it was crazy. I'm not mad at that crazy plant person in me back then, but now when I have so many plants and I've just been traveling a lot and my studio is still producing trash outside, I just want to like narrow it in. And especially like after going to South Florida and seeing all of the tropical plants that I wish I could bring back and that I've never seen before in real life until I went to somewhere that specialized in tropical houseplants. I'm like, oh my goodness, if I lived in South Florida, my collection would be totally looking so different than what it looks like in Southern California. And you guys probably can relate to that too. It just kind of depends, you know, and are you willing to look for a certain plant and buy it online because you can't find it where you live? Now for me, Southern California has a very big plant life, especially like, well, Northern California. If you guys watch the pop-ups that I did, I mean, those few plant vendors, they were selling like some good variety of plants. So the Bay Area plant life is so strong. Southern California too. So I can see you building a collection in California, no problem. But I think like anywhere else, I think, you know, you may have to go online and buy and order plants. So I think if I was someplace like Hawaii living full-time or in Florida, my collection would look so different. So I think that would be really nice, is to go back sometime this coming year to South Florida and buy some really cool tropical houseplants to add to the collection. And I would be a lot more happier with that versus buying like 20 or so common plants just to have them if I go into a plant retail space somewhere in my city. So that's kind of where like my plant brain is. Comment down below if you guys are setting your plant year up for something a little different for the upcoming year. But I've just noticed that like I really enjoyed traveling to South Florida. That was my first trip of the year. I really loved the plants that I brought back. I cherish them so much. They're doing great, minus that Raven ZZ. And with my traveling schedule and living in 2 places, I think it just makes sense to not purchase certain types of plants anymore. Don't do any propagating unless I have to. Or say for instance, like when I'm back in Santa Monica after 3.5 weeks and a plant is not happy, I'll propagate what is good and start all over again. In those situations, fine. But I'm not gonna like be setting up a lot of propagation just to propagate. I know I have one philodendron bipennifolium that is like 3 feet longer past its staked pole. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I'm gonna do a whole separate planting with Jewelyn because I need to figure out what I wanna do. I don't wanna cut it because it's so large, but at the same time, and the planter's full, but at the same time, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So comment down below, what do you think I should do? Like if it's past, it's like 3 feet past its the longest pole that I have, what do I do with the plant? It's like 4 sections, you know, just going crazy by my fountain. And I just don't know what I wanna do. I keep walking past it in the fountain and I'm like, when am I going to take care of you? But that is definitely one of the projects that I do wanna take care of when I'm back. And also, wiping George down. I want to wipe his leaves down and just get him going for the new year because he's so large and kind of like tucked in the patio, so I know he's probably getting like beat up from all of the trash from the trees. So just like plant maintenance, I think is one thing I'm going to focus on when I'm back in Santa Monica, and then focusing on just waiting till I can travel to buy plants again and add some really cool tropical plants to the collection, especially after like coming back from Sweden and seeing what plant life is there. Yeah, I think after traveling and seeing different types of plants this year, I definitely think it's worth just saving up for traveling to go plant shopping. I think that's where I'm taking my plant life because I've been to every retail space wherever I live, and I feel like, of course, I love being able to drive anywhere and pick up plants and bring them home, but like going shopping, flying somewhere and then flying back with the plants, I think I got spoiled this year. So that is my wrap-up thoughts for the year. Comment down below, what are your plans for the upcoming year? Are you focusing on a certain type of plants to add to your collection, like philodendrons, sansevierias? I definitely want to keep all of the ones that I have. And are you planning on maybe just maintaining what you have and don't buy any plants for a while? Just where I'm at right now with a huge collection, it's just, I think I'm all right, you know, like I'm upset. I had a good plant year. Not so many plants died on me this year with my travel schedule, so I'm okay, you know, like I had a pretty good plant year with my new lifestyle and like just being everywhere and maintaining the collection. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on another Thursday check-in. It is my last Thursday check-in of the year, and I just wanted to hop on and say thank you guys so much for supporting the channel and another plant year here on this platform. And I am trying my best to keep going with both of the channels while I am here in Las Vegas, and I can't wait to be reunited back with grandma in Southern California in a month and just go through the collection and focus on the plants. So weekend, all I did was just work. I did go to church on Sunday. I had the night off, but other than that, I just stayed home and I just had edit. It wasn't anything special, and I think it's because I'm away from home and I'm just like in work mode right now. I've done traveling for the year and I just literally been all over this year, and I can't wait to share all of that on Travel with Jewelyn. And I will come back next week Thursday. Maybe I will do a live. Maybe I will do that. Comment down below if you guys would like for me to do a live on this channel and on the vlog channel, and I can set that up for this upcoming week. Maybe next week Thursday's check-in I can come on a live and say hi. That'll be really fun because I haven't come live for a while, and I'm here and I'm not traveling anywhere. I'm just working. So that's it. I hope you guys have a very safe new year. I am going to be dancing for the next 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. So I'm gonna be here working, dancing, and I am not gonna be doing any driving or traveling. So stay safe wherever you guys are. Have a happy new year, and regardless if you're celebrating by yourself or with loved ones, family, and friends, I wish you a happy 2023, and I will share more of my plant thoughts on next week Thursday's check-in. I will see you soon. Until next time, aloha from Las Vegas, Nevada, the 9th island. Bye guys, happy new year.